Hello and welcome back. This is Beautiful Ashes, and I'm your host, Tom. Sorry about that. There's a bit of a distraction, something like that. Anyway, so we're back on another episode on how to discover your audience. And for today's episode, there's one thing I want to show you, and now I can actually discover your episode. But the thing about this technique I'm going to show you is actually takes time. So you can't actually do it from day one. And that's because it depends on number one, your consistency, and number one, and number two, your commitment and your progress and actually publishing content. Now, for this strategy, this strategy depends when you actually start growing, when you start getting viewership for your videos or for your YouTube channel, and from then on, you can actually discover the kind of audience that you have. Now, the goal here, or the whole idea of this strategy is, as you grow in a YouTube channel or whether it is your podcast, or it is in your blog, whatever it is, as you start getting people to actually watch your videos, as you get people to actually read your blogs, as you get people to actually listen to your audio files, or even to your podcast, what happens is that as you continue to grow, is you get to interact with these kinds of people as they leave comments in the comment section below. And another thing, as you can see, I'm always asking you guys to leave a comment in the comment section below. Now, the reason for that is that will give me an idea or the kind of way that I'm talking to, and how I better serve you guys. And so the reason for this is because by actually getting that kind of interaction, I can actually know the kind of problems that you guys are facing, the struggles that you're having, the pain points that you guys have, some of the things that you're struggling with that I can actually help you with some of the pain points, the needs, the obstacles, the problems, and even some of the false beliefs that you already have, you already made up in your mindset about why you can't do this or why you can't do this. And by actually getting that kind of interaction, what that does, it enables me to actually get inside of your heads, and not in a bad way or in a creepy kind of way, but it allows me to actually get inside of your heads because number one, I've been there, and number two, we can actually able to actually better relate with you. And so if you ever go to a doctor and you talk to them and tell them about your symptoms, about this and this and this, and then they start describing some of the other symptoms that you have, but I'm hurting, I'm feeling weird here, I'm feeling a different type of way, this place. And then you get that kind of moment where you feel, ah, you feel like you're understood, that finally you are understood. You don't even have to describe the kind of symptoms anymore. You feel that this guy gets you. And so the whole idea here is by actually getting to that point, you can actually get to that point by actually interacting with the kind of audience that you're called to serve. But there's no way you can actually do that if you don't actually publish content, you don't actually create content and actually put it out there and actually begin promoting it. Now, for me, I don't know this about the 60 something video. And right now, I'm not so much under pressure and actually promoting it, but my kind of goal right now is actually getting confident in kind of actually producing videos on a daily basis and actually getting comfortable on camera and actually being able to communicate my ideas in a way that you guys can understand what I'm trying to get across. And so that's my goal for this moment. However, after about 90 videos thereabout, I'm actually going to begin getting serious when it comes to actually promoting the content. And then that way I can actually begin getting this kind of interactions and gathering data as well as I talk to people. But the interactions with people allows you to actually get to understand where they are in their journey, what the struggles are. Sometimes you find about struggling at the basic level by, they feel like they need a computer, they feel like they need a good phone to actually record it. And, in that kind of a situation, you tell them, hey, I'm actually using a borrowed computer to actually record this. And even my phone doesn't work really too well. And so in that kind of a situation, you see, what that does, it allows you to get inside of the minds of your consumers or your future kind of prospects, or your future audience. And by doing so, you can actually be able to relate with them on a much deeper level. You can actually be able to form a much deeper relationship with them, connect with them on an emotional level. And the only way you can do that is by actually being able to relate with their struggles and their pains and the things that they've been through. And when you can actually validate their problems and they can actually see that, hey, this guy actually understands, or this girl actually understands what I'm talking about, you're more inclined to actually believe you because now you're talking from a place whereby you've been there and now you've done it. And so for them, it's actually to see it's like there's this big mountain in front of them. They don't know how to get over it, and you actually showing them that, hey, I've actually come on the other side of this. It actually gives them the kind of the strength and the motivation to actually keep going and to actually stick it out even until the end. I know that's a song by Rihanna, by the way. Yeah, so that's what it does. And so it's very important. So as you continue to publish your content, as you begin promoting it, this strategy works a bit later on in terms of the timeline when it comes to creating content, publishing, promoting it. So it works a bit later on because even as you begin, you don't get that many subscribers like from day one. You don't expect to actually publish a video, actually get 1,000 views from day one. But what this does is actually prepares you ahead so that when you start getting these views, when you start getting this kind of people interacting with your content, you can actually begin to identify the thing that actually brought them there. And by them leaving their comments in the comment section below, you can actually identify the problems that they're having. And then that way you can actually be able to better connect with them and actually help them on a much higher level than you would otherwise. And so what this does is it actually it paints you a much clearer picture of who your audience is. And that way you can actually be able to identify them from the midst of a crowd. You can actually be able to say, okay, so this is the guy that I'm actually talking to. This is the guy I'm actually calling to serve. This is the guy that I'm actually helping. These are the guys that actually listen to my YouTube videos. These are the guys that actually listen to my podcast, actually to my blog. And then that way you can actually be able to help serve them on a much deeper level. And so, yeah, that's it for this video. Another way to actually find out your audience is by actually interacting with them. And so there's no better way. And I'm reminded of this in the story, or the best way you can actually understand it is, you see the movie, when I was younger, way younger than I am right now, but still young. But when I was younger, I used to be a fan of Grey's Anatomy. If you know the movies, you know those guys are just pretending to be doctors, but they're not actually doctors. But what happens is when you play a role long enough, by actually studying some of the things, you might find that they actually know what they're talking about. They may not be accurate as doctors are. They may not even be satisfied as doctors are. But because the level of study that is required to actually, and the kind of interaction they have with doctors while preparing to actually shoot their videos and whatnot, it actually helps them learn a lot. And in that process, they actually are able to be able to relate to doctors and the pain points of doctors and the kind of things that doctors go through. And they can actually sympathize with them. They can actually empathize with them, and they can actually relate on a much deeper level than a normal person would. Okay, and so you find that a lot of the times you find, if you even have the medical field, for instance, and you go to hospital and they talk to you about 1, 2, 3 things, or well, they mention about certain kind of symptoms, then you can actually quote the medical terms for it. A lot of times they look at you like, so you started in medicine, or you're in the medical field, and that happened to me recently, and so that's what happens. And so you discover that allows you to actually bridge the gap and actually connect with them and actually relate with them on a much deeper level. And they see you as birds of the same feather, and they actually see you as one of their own. And that in itself is so powerful because it allows you to actually bond with them on a much deeper level. And so that's the whole idea here. So I keep repeating the same thing. It's about bonding, creating deeper relationships, meaningful connections, getting an emotional connection. And yeah, being able to feel understood and actually being able to understand your audience. And in this way, you can actually be able to better serve them and actually be able to direct the kind of videos that you create even in the future. And so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm eager to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. And be sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button just to encourage me to continue producing more kind of content like this. So that's it for this episode. And thank you so much. Bye.